those light blue shaded areas, meaning slightly below average in places like Kansas City, St. Louis, and Indianapolis, but you're still going to be seeing temperatures in the 80s, or at least flirting with the 80s in the case of Indianapolis on your Tuesday. So it's still going to be some warm weather, but cooler than we're supposed to be this time of year, which is nicer than the alternative, am I correct? But if we take a look at our radar right now in the southeast, you can see that we do have quite a bit of rain, spotty showers across the radar, stretching down into portions of Florida all the way up through North Carolina and Tennessee. Right now we're seeing the heaviest of the storms, I'd say, in Mississippi. Those aren't expected to be severe as we head later into the day, but expect some heavy rain from those. That's where we've seen some flood reports earlier today. Now, if we take a look at Arepica, Florida's 5-day forecast, we can see the chance for storms is there every day except for your Saturday. You should be in the dry, partly cloudy conditions there. But again, the rest of the week is going to be hit or miss storms, and temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s as we head throughout the next 5 days as well. Now into the northeast and portions of the mid-Atlantic, not seeing as much in terms of rainfall today, although I'm here in Flanders and it is pretty overcast if you ask me. But we're not expecting the precipitation to really affect us here in Mount Olive. And if we can see that in Hebron, Maryland, also, we can see that in the 5-day forecast, not expecting much in terms of rainfall precipitation. But as we head into this weekend, there's a chance at seeing some showers for your Saturday and Sunday. But temperatures, notice we're usually seeing them in Hebron around 90 degrees or in the 90s. But here we're looking at mid to low 80s, even dipping down into the mid 70s for your day on Sunday until we get to your Tuesday, maybe creeping back up to some normalcy with those mid 80s. But we're to take for granted this cooler weather that's coming your way the next couple days. And in Flanders, we're seeing a very similar situation to mid 80s, mid to low 80s today and tomorrow. No rain in the forecast, but Sunday is where we get that 50-50 chance at seeing some showers, and temperatures in the low 70s for Sunday. As we head into early next week, temperatures warm back up, flirting with the 80s, with your chance of showers being greatest on Monday and Sunday. So if we take a look at this rainfall forecast, more so this upcoming weekend, we do see spotty areas of 3 to 5 inches of rain in portions of Virginia, but really the mid-Atlantic is where you could get in on more than an inch of rain. If we go towards the northeast, we are seeing less than an inch of rain really forecast. Nothing heavy like we saw with Isaias, causing a lot of that flooding, especially in portions of eastern Pennsylvania. Luckily, not seeing that here with what is Invest 96L and this jet stream and some fronts that will be moving through our area as we head through this upcoming weekend. Now, while we're seeing some cooler and wetter weather in portions of the east, we're seeing some record heat possible this upcoming weekend in portions of the west. We can see forecast highs in the hundreds and well into the hundreds if you see these cities like Las Vegas, Yuma, San Angelo, and Phoenix and Dallas all getting in on the hundreds, especially in places like Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Yuma, where we could be seeing temperatures really get into the hundreds, flirting with 120 on today in Phoenix. So that's some significant heat we're talking about. And the whiter and lighter you see these colors getting, the greater the heat is expected to be. And we can see even heading into your Monday through Wednesday, this heat is going to be sticking around, and record highs are possible in parts of the west. If we take a look at your radar in the northwest right now, not seeing much in terms of rain. This time of year is pretty much your break from seeing that rain. And if we take a look at Seattle's 5-day forecast here, we can see very sunny conditions, very little chance at all, if any at all, of seeing any rain. And temperatures getting hot, especially as we head into this weekend. 95 degrees expected on Sunday. But other than that, temperatures in the mid-80s, still feeling pretty hot and warmer than we should be for this time of the year in Seattle. So definitely seeing some heat taking its place on the West Coast. But we're also tracking the tropics here. We're tracking Tropical Storm Josephine, as it is a tropical storm currently in the Atlantic, Winds are currently minimal tropical storm, 40 miles per hour, and it is moving fairly quickly west-northwest at 16 miles per hour. Pressure still high for a tropical system at 1,006 millibars. Luckily, with its forecast track, it's expected to steer clear of the Caribbean islands and then turn out to sea, but by the time it would threaten any land at all, really in the shape of Bermuda, it will already have weakened down to a tropical depression. If we see any strengthening of this storm at all, it will be within the next 24 hours before it does encounter some wind shear. Those pinks, reds you are seeing, that is where we're expecting the wind shear to be the greatest, and wind shear is no bueno when you're talking about tropical systems here. So luckily, we're expecting it to steer clear of the islands here in the Caribbean and not really provide much in terms of rainfall. Parts of Puerto Rico could be getting in on zilch if we're talking about our rainfall precipitation. Now, we're also tracking what is Invest 96L here, but before we get into Invest 96L, we do want to talk about where we are this time of year for where we should be for tropical systems. And right now, if you see the name store frequency, we are just about to get on an uptick in tropical cyclone activity. We can see, especially in that red line for just tropical cyclones in general, we're pretty much at the low end of a very busy part of the hurricane season to come ahead. The busiest part of the hurricane season is pretty much late August into mid-September. And if you think it's been active yet, you better buckle up because the next couple weeks look like they will be pretty active, and be prepared for that chance as well. And Invest 96L might be the next storm that really shows this activity for this time of year. Invest 96L's latest, we currently have it as an area we are tracking that is off the North Carolina, Virginia coast there. And it is luckily going to be moving away from the lower 48. So we're not expecting this to develop and turn into some kind of hurricane or anything and make landfall, although it does have a 50-50 shot at making a development chance over the northern Atlantic Ocean. So there's a chance this could develop into a named storm. If it does, that named storm will be Kyle. So we will be tracking that here, but luckily it's moving into areas where there's not much of a, that's not much land for it to impact, luckily, where it is going. So even if it develops, not looking at much, all it's really going to bring as it's moving away is some spotty showers to portions of the mid-Atlantic. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on MOTV Forecast today. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'll be back here next Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern for your next MOTV Forecast. Signing off, it's Riley Winch.